this is your first time doing a series like this. And I'm curious what it was about the material that said, I want to spend possibly the next 4 to 7 years of my life making this.
You just said 4 to 7 years and almost fell out of my chair. No, what it was, we're huge Yellowstone fans and a big Taylor Sheridan fan. And, Wind River, Sicario, Hell or High Water, all the stuff that he's written. But we were Yellowstone fans from the very first night of the very first episode. And when all this came around and Taylor started sending scripts to us, it literally was the most beautiful thing I'd ever read. I mean, the scripts are just so fantastic. It just jumps off the page at you and makes everything to come to life. When you read it, you picture the entire show and the way he describes everything and the way he describes every scene. It's literally a roadmap for the DP. It's a roadmap for the set designers. It's a roadmap for everybody that's involved. It's all there. And all you have to do is read the script and you're inspired by it. And that's literally what did it. I mean, I wasn't looking for a series to do. I mean, gosh, I got plenty of other things to do. I mean, I wasn't even looking for a movie to do. And, but as an artist, everything's driven by the material that's put in front of you. And when this kind of material is put in front of you and it's a challenge and it's something that you really are moved by, it's hard to say no to.
One of the things about this series is that it's not a soundstage series. This is you guys really on location making it. And I can only imagine the challenges for not only the cast, but the crew in trying to bring this to life. Can you sort of talk about just the behind the scenes of the making of the series and how tough it must be?
Yeah, well, the crew in particular, I mean, they certainly have it a lot tougher than the actors do. I mean, the stuff that they have to move and the elements that they have to move it in, when you even switching locations within an hour in Montana with 30-mile-an-hour winds and 15-degree temperatures, I mean, it's just almost an impossible task. And the wranglers, because we have, a herd of cattle, we have 50 horses, all that stuff that's involved in moving a set. It's remarkable to me to watch those guys work. And I have nothing but respect for all of them. But yeah, the elements are the toughest part. I mean, knock on wood, we've been fairly lucky. I mean, we've been burning up when it was early on and we've been freezing cold and we've had a few days, we had a few decent days, but most of the time it's either been freezing cold or burning hot. And then a couple of days it was both. So it's been a challenge, but I think all of that, I mean, the elements, the scenery, all of that is a huge character in this movie as well. So it adds to the authenticity of it, I think.
What are you, it's my last question for you. What are you most excited for people to actually see in the series? Because I think Taylor does such a great job at making you realize how rough and tough that time period was.
Yeah, I think for what we did with this show is really tried to take the veneer off of the romanticism out of how tough it was. Because, it's easy to watch Westerns and think, oh, I'd love to live during that time. And then when you see how tough it was, you're like, man, maybe I wouldn't. But but for me, I think that honestly speaking, and this is coming from my other life, honestly speaking, I can't wait for people to see my wife and her performance in this show. I think that she just knocks it out of the park. And we have always known in our family that she's the steel and the backbone of our family. And without her, our universe would just fall apart. But I think she's carried that over into Margaret's character. And you see that in Margaret's character, that she's the rock that holds everybody in place.
Yeah, I think the two of you together are also real good.
Thank you.
I just want to say congrats. I know the show is going to be a big hit. Thank you for giving me your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.